operation. You dare not. He took 700 men, wanted to escape. He couldn't make it. He went and took his own son. Pay attention. His own son. What the Bible said his own son was?
His firstborn.
His firstborn.
Who would succeed him as king.
In other words, he took a king in waiting. And something happened.
And sacrificed him.
He sacrificed him to the god of Moab. Blood. And something happened against Israel.
That set off the furious anger against Israel.
Which, sure, it is not God's anger. It was not God's anger. It was not. Because God, through the mouth of a national prophet, I've given Moab in your hand. And they went with that strength of that prophecy that God said. Even in the midst of prophecy, the king, understanding the principle of battle of blood, he took the blood of his first son that's supposed to replace him as the next king, sacrificed him on the wall. That word is called the god of Moab. He took his blood and sacrificed on an altar. The Bible said there was a great indignation, anger against the nation of Israel in the midst of prophecy. Something happened to them.
Israel pulled back and returned home.
Against prophecy, Israel pulled back and returned home. There are principles. God later in Malachi punished this king, punished the nation, punished the guy. Say, who taught you that principle? You Moab. Who taught you this? Because that was a divine principle wrongly used. He sacrificed his first son to the god of Moab. Then what happened to Jesus? God took his own son. His blood came as a sacrifice on the altar, not on earth, not to any other gods, but the power of the highest in heaven. In other words, if you know how to trade using the blood of Jesus, no other voice of the blood will ever come upon your life. Never. That could have happened because Jesus has not yet come. But now Jesus has come. That is the blood of the highest. In the altar in heaven, not met with hands. Do you know there are certain men in this on earth? If they give a prophecy of calamity, they will go into the spirit world and trigger that calamity to happen so that it will confirm that what they said is true. Yeah. And we recognize them because, listen, if God is showing you calamity, He is a God of redemption. He showing you calamity so that you stand and collaborate with Him and avert that calamity for abundance of life to come to pass. That's what you know genuine from Jesus. They are prophecy of event. That is a prophecy of the mind of Christ. That is a prophecy of event. And that is a prophecy of the mind of Christ. Mind of Christ will always have redemption. There must be a way out. God does not take His people unaware. He said, I do nothing until I reveal to my servants, the prophet. And God does not take men unaware. This Moab story is one of the stories in the Bible. But Nebuchadnezzar said, God, I don't understand you. How can your own voice by a national prophet, somebody just sacrificed a strange God before a demonic altar? And that demonic altar, the spirit on it, came against the people with the prophecy of God. Listen, it's still happening today. The blood of Jesus Christ is permanent on the altar before heaven. If you don't know how to step into this, the same thing will happen to your life. That's why communion service is a day. Because it's a day that very blood in heaven will take a token or a point of contact, recognizing that one in heaven and trading into it for the new stuff to start happening. And each time I want to recognize that one in heaven, light power is see from the throne now flash out. Kuro kuro. Many of you, a situation is before you. God is bringing your heart. Said, and most of the times, why strange people took advantage of it and began to mess it up. That many a times, God will always require something that challenges his authority, which is mammon. Money. The only thing that challenges divine authority on earth is money. The spirit of mammon, so powerful. God said he can't serve mammon and serve me at the same time. It's not possible. Either you serve me and follow my principle and flow with me when it comes to money, or you follow these guys. Many a times, most of the things you are praying for is what one conscious sacrifice could have taken out of your way. Can we see another story? 1 Samuel 7.